doing today? Welcome to my photo editing live stream where you can submit your images and I'll edit them here live using DxO Photolab 8 today. And ideally, you submit the images before you start. But if there's time and you've submitted one while the stream's happening, I might be able to get to it towards the end. But good to see everyone here. Let me know the audio and video is okay, and then we'll get started. So I'm going to load up the Photolab. Excuse me. And I got this new picture frame in uh, yesterday. So I'm playing with that, and I'll probably do a video on it. I got it for like 50% off, so I only paid like 21 or $22 for it. And it's a nice little screen. It's interesting. It runs on Android. So I'm just waiting for my software to load up. Okay, we're almost there. Let me go ahead and arrange my screens. Let's see, where is it? Miscellaneous. Here we go. All right, very good. Uh, we'll start here. One from Noah. Oh, and I'm gonna move this screen over here a little bit more. There we go. Jeff, good to see you. David. Oh, David's a new member. Welcome to the Rob Trek membership club. By popular demand, people kept asking me to start a membership. So, like I said, I've always kind of resisted doing the memberships because I always give you my all. I don't know what I could offer more to members. But there's a couple of small perks there, and I'll do more as I think about them. But it's just 99 cents. I picked the lowest level. Uh, And then if I think of anything good worth charging for monthly, I'll add some new memberships. But for now, it's just 99 cents to join. It shows that you support the work that I do here, and is greatly appreciated. Every little bit helps, right? Even 99 cents. Okay. Oops, I need to get to this screen. Very good. And we will turn off the chat. I think that button. All right. Let's see. First one here from Noah. Oh gosh, I'm so behind. Let me go ahead and download the optical. One other thing I'm doing new, it's not really new, but I haven't done it this year, is I'm giving a link to my image that you can download and edit, and then I'll share your edit here in the stream as well. So again, we'll do that towards the end. Um, sorry, people keep messaging me. It's need to download another Canon. I think we're good. Oh, there's one down here. Okay, so I think now that we have the optical corrections out of the way, um, let's go ahead and edit. So, oh, we have a hawk. Is he eating anything? Yeah, he's got some feathers in his mouth. Probably just ate another sparrow or something. So I'm going to apply basic preset, which just does optical corrections and noise reduction. And I usually like to crop in first. You know, wildlife and action scenes are pretty straightforward. I just do a square crop. And we'll just straighten it out a little bit. Right about there. And put them in the center. I don't know if we need to see all that antenna stuff. It's kind of interesting, though, the background. Eh, I don't know. I might keep this like satellite thing in the background. I kind of like that. It's different. Normally you see trees and everything, and then in this shot, why is it crooked though? Let me just gradually adjust it. There we go. That's kind of interesting. All right, so I think all I need to do is really just work on the hawk itself. Let me just brighten the eye if I can. Give it some contrast. Ooh, not much going on there. Let's spread that out a little bit. Maybe a little bit on the beak. Okay. And then I'm going to try to see what else I can do here. Gosh, this horizon's bothering me a little bit. Okay. Guess the light is kind of coming. Seriously, stop messaging me. Okay. Um, Let me go into some other local adjustments here. See if I can kind of just create a little bit more. Uh, let's make a new one. Just a little bit warmer light coming in from this side. And then let's cool it off in the other direction. Like that. Point this down. Anything else? Maybe a slight pull there. Definitely a pull on that side. Let's push this a little brighter. Okay, and then let's brighten up the bird. Whoops. Maybe get in there. Tighten up let's just do it on the Luma. Not that much. Slight push there, a little bit of more micro contrast, tiny bit of clarity. Okay, maybe just a slight Let's see how that looks. Something weird. Nah, that's too weird. Okay. Let's see. I'm just doing a little before and after here. I think that's all I would do to this. I this image I don't feel like is one that you really need to focus on the bird so much, but more about the overall environment that this bird is in makes it interesting. So I think that's all I'm going to do here. So let's just do before and after and compare it to. So there's the original on the left, and then here's the crop on the right. And I just sort of just added a little bit of shading, right? Light and shading, just to give the picture a little more visual interest. But for the most part, I think it's already a very interesting image as it is. Um, so very nice. Okay, let's go to the next one here from Stefan. Oh, I have a little model shoot here. Wow, this is really wide. This is the 10 to 18. Hmm. So I think I just need a little bit of a correction here this way. Just a couple of degrees. And then let's see if we can bring some of the highlights in. Not too much. It's going to look okay. Uh, Maybe what I can do is just get rid of most of the sky to begin with. Eesh, not sure I like that either. So I'm not sure we need to see everything above this person. Hmm. Okay. warm that up a bit. Maybe a little bit more here. And then we can pull this in. I need a new one. Okay. And then let's see if I can do this. It's a little bit too dark. Okay. And then still just feels crooked. Oh, crap. I didn't do distortion correction. Ah, let me. Okay, good, good, good. And this. missing missing a control point here somewhere. All right, we're almost there. Uh, just get rid of that. Maybe get rid of this car. Okay. One of these is not right. This one. Okay. Let me just add one more in here. Just a little bit of a push. All right, I think I'll call it there. Uh, not quite. Okay, I think that works. All right, so let's do a before and after. Um, Not a huge difference. I think just mainly I wanted to make more light come onto the person and towards the front of this tree, and then try to get rid of all these other distracting elements. Um, so not too much difference here. Let me try like a split view. So excuse me. Um, yeah, what was bothering me was this strong light over here, was the primary thing, and then just bringing light to the front of the tree, including the lady sitting there. So that's kind of the just give it a little more surreal kind of look. The only other thing I might do is we could just add a little bit of soft focus, make it a little more surreal, something like that. Still feels a little bit off to me, but I can't help that. Um, okay, very good, very nice picture. I'd have liked to have been a lot closer, but because the details here, the flowers and hat, I really like. So I probably would have just used a standard like 50 millimeter lens here and did something like this and just got in closer. Get rid of this soft focus. It's not working. Something like that would be my preference instead of the super wide angle. Um, because I think we still got good scale based on the size of this trunk. We don't need to see everything. And then I would have probably brought like a flash to create this lighting rather than doing it in post-processing. And we would actually probably get more natural, better looking results that way. But overall, it's a beautiful image. Okay, let's see. Um, go to the next one here. This is from Garrett. Ah, beautiful fog here. I love that. Um, Another Canon. Oh, an oldie but a goodie, the RP with a standard 50. Got a couple of ducks here. So let me just apply basic preset. Let's add some lighting here. And then let me think about if I want to do black and white. No, I like the color. So I just want to emphasize the ducks here. It's really good composition. I think the balance is really good. Um, I don't think I need to crop at all. I'm gonna try maybe one little, maybe go just a tiny bit tighter like this. And then let's see if we can add just a little bit of clarity to the top, a little bit of warmth, maybe a punch in the color. Okay. And then I want to just put a little bit more light on these ducks. And a little bit here on the grass. Tighten up the mask a little. Then there's a little bit of light hitting this tree, kind of coming from behind. Let me add so a bit tighter. Okay, and maybe let's come in here a bit more. See if we can do the same thing for this tree. Hmm. It's not working. Let's make a new one. Okay. And then let's see if we can bring a little more definition in the fog. Like that. Pull this off a little bit. Okay. Pull this in a little bit here, down here. It's a bit too strong. And then back to these ducks. I need something here. Yeah, that looks good. All right, I think I'll call it there. Let's do a quick comparison. Oops. All right, so there's the one on top. It's very dark, so it is definitely a little bit underexposed for my taste. Um, and then I think a 16 by 9 crop works pretty well. So just basically emphasize the fog a little bit, bring out the tree, clear up the area here on the ducks. I like these ripples. I mean, it's really well balanced and it just needed a little bit of light, and that was it, really. So great shot there, Garrett. Really good job on that one. Okay, let's do the next one. And we have a little mini bridge over a creek, couple of trees. Let me just do a basic preset. Maybe some basic lighting, pushing the shadows. All right. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's a little better. That other tree is kind of really ugly. And Gosh, the lighting here is so soft. I wonder. No, this red and green works, but we need to work on that. Maybe a slight tilt this way. Wait, there we go. Okay. Uh, let's do some local. A little bit tighter. Gradient might have been a better way to go. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Go up here. Oh, this is a JPEG. That's why I'm struggling. I'm like, these things are not pushing and pulling like I was expecting, but that's because it's a JPEG. I just realized that. All right. So we're going to do something else, or approach this a little differently. Okay. These could be smaller. Okay. Let me just make this tree. Okay. Getting there. All right. Let's see if we can soften this a bit. Okay. No, none of that is really helping. I need to work with just the. Oh, JPEGs. Uh, that's a bit too dark. Hold on. Didn't mean to do that. I wanted this one. Okay. So let's see where we're at. I think that's all I can do here. Uh, one last thing. Maybe just make that a bit stronger. Fix that. Okay, I'm gonna call it there. Uh, so yeah, this image was just a little bit too heavy on the left side for me, so that's why I got rid of this tree. And and then I wanted to do more with the sky, but it was kind of it's a JPEG, so I really couldn't do a lot other than erasing it completely with a healing brush. But I decided to just leave it. And then I wanted to accentuate the light along this trail here and sort of de-emphasize the other areas, but without losing kind of the interesting details of the tree. So that's why I went back in and brushed in on trees. So I think that works. Um, so there's the before, and then there's the after. Okay, Jan, thanks for sending that one in. That was a tough one for me for some reason. I think because it was a JPEG kind of threw me off. Uh, Gosh, I'd like to do one more thing just in here. Just bring out some of these leaves a little bit better. Okay, now let's do a quick before and after. Yeah, a little better. It's just a tiny bit saturated overall. Let's pull it back just a tiny bit. Okay, there we go. Now I'm done. Uh, let's go to the next one here. We have one from Jeff. This is a JPEG. It's kind of already been processed. I don't think I would change a thing here. It looks really good. Let's see, compositionally, let's see. I'm not a fan of the feet getting cut off here. Dang, yeah, I wouldn't do anything different, really. I would have just composed it so the feet weren't cut off here. And then maybe something with the candles, but I'd like to see the base of the candles, like what's holding it. And then I'd probably do a vertical right in here somewhere, cutting this person out. So I'm thinking maybe, I mean, like I said, if I could have got more of the base of the candle and the feet, this is the composition I would have gone for if I were to do anything different at all. There's also if we do 3 by 2, but yeah, the colors and everything look good. A little bit tighter. Okay, I think that's kind of more interesting. If we compare these side by side, I mean, the one on the left is fine, but there's just a lot of elements here that are cut off and not really in view. So I'm just cropping all that out and just focusing on the clowns here. And I think that composition I would go for this more than this, but I like this too. I would have just liked it a little bit lower or a little bit wider. Uh, so given what I got, I would go with I'd probably go with this ultimately, something like that. That way you get a little more focus on the faces and um, the costumes rather than all of the distracting elements that are below the knee. But yeah, awesome. I don't need to change the editing really. I mean, it's a JPEG, so typically, I mean, this is already well lit. So I'm trying to see if I did anything, it would just be in the background here and just pull it in a little bit. Just a slight push on the midtones here. No, can't do it. So, so I don't know. Like I said, all of this down here is kind of distracting to me now. So I would probably this is where I would go. It's like a 16 by 9 and just focus on the faces. Okay, awesome shot though. Let's go over here and we have the air show. Oh, Shri, how you doing, Shri? I saw this on the meetup group page. This is a nice shot. Okay, let's do basic preset. And this is another JPEG. These JPEGs are always tough, but I don't know if I can just pull the sky in a bit and then bring the plane in. Desaturate the blue on the plane. Let's make it shiny if we can. Mm, right in there. Right in. Oops, too much. Maybe a little bit on the wing. Okay, and then a new one on the performer. Just make her a little bit brighter. Let's fix this anomaly over here. And just pull these in a bit more. All right, let me see.
Someone was detected at your porch.
I really want this to be, oops. I'll do one more for the lettering here. Okay, we're almost there. See if we can work on these clouds a little bit. Not really. Okay, I think that's what I would do. So, um, yeah, just bring out the plane more and I tried to make it look a little bit glossy or shiny. And I'm working with a JPEG again, so it's hard to really push and pull this to exactly the way I want it to and to reduce the noise. Because there's definitely some chroma noise in this, or not chroma, I'm sorry, luminance noise. And that needs to be cleaned up and would really make this plane pop in terms of giving it that kind of that shiny look. Because I think this is a silver plane. It's not white, as far as I can tell. I think it's silver. But other than that, yeah, cool. All right. Let's go to the next one. And got one here from Sam. Nice flash shot with black background, I believe. And apply basic preset. Let me just see what's in the background. Oh, it's in a kitchen. Okay, I get it. So let's pull the blacks in even more. Let's just warm this up tiny bit. And then let's just drop in a bit like that. It's a bit too warm. Maybe do that. Bring up that. Push the greens a bit. Okay, and then, where is it? A little bit of micro contrast. Hmm. Just emphasize sort of the centers here. I think that's all I can do. Um, just a little more clarity there. Some slight push. Okay, pretty straightforward. Um, oh, I kind of like this whitish color though. Maybe, maybe back off. Maybe just back off the white balance. Let's start just a touch there, and a little push in the midtones. And all right, that's where I'm gonna go. So just a slightly tighter crop. Pull the blacks in to get rid of these little speculars down here in the kitchen, and then soften the image up. And by cropping in, you get a little bit more. You fill the frame a little. That's kind of my style. I like to fill the frame when I can. So if we look at it this way, so that's the before, and that's the after. And then just punch up the colors and brighten the centers. It's typically what I do on a flower. The soft focus is just kind of a creative choice. Uh, I don't know how it would look without it. It looks fine without it, but I just wanted to soften the edges a bit. Particularly the speculars here on the petals. Soft focus can kind of soften those a little bit as well. So it doesn't look like a flash, because this to me is obviously shot with a flash, but when you add a little soft focus, not so much, right? Okay, very pretty shot. And here we have a street here from Lasse. Construction on some condos, it looks like. So let's do a preset, and definitely going to do perspective correction, straighten that up a bit. And compositionally, I don't think we need to see much more than what's in the center here. Just want to balance it. Stream it out a bit. And look at that guy's hat. So tall. Why? Okay. Um, all right, let's do some local adjustments. Windows, maybe a bit. We'll just pull the saturation back or vibrance. Okay. Kind of like I kind of like the center though, the very center, right in here with the shadows and the ladder. Because this is uh, like, why is this all punched out over here? I mean, not the picture, but just why is I think maybe a taller shot would be better. And black and white. Back to the windows. Just needs a little bit more. Wonder if I can. Let me try with contrast. Yeah, that's better. Maybe not quite so strong in the highlights. Okay, I think I'll call it there. So there's the original here on the left, and there's just nothing going on up here or on the left side. So all of the interesting shadows and lighting and everything is right here in the center. Um, so that's kind of why I went with this square crop, or not square crop, but center crop. Everything I think that's interesting in this image is right here. We still have the holes here that I was talking about earlier. Like I said, I don't know what they're doing, why these are punched out, but it's very deliberate. Maybe they're adding some external lighting. Um, yeah, I think that works. Okay. And then we have one here from Paul, some kind of parrot. Okay. Let's just do a basic preset and do a square crop right there. I wonder if I can just pull it in a little bit. Okay. Let's do something with the eye. Ooh, right in there. A little bit on the beak and the foot. Hmm. This image has got a lot of good detail. I feel like I can crop in a lot more and just do that. Man, what is that? The Leica 100 to 400. Very nice lens. Um, let's add a touch of micro contrast. I think that's it. Maybe bring the highlights down a tiny bit. Let me pull these in a bit. Okay, right there. Then yeah, just pull these all the way in. I think that's all I would do here. Okay. Um, so if we do compare with there. So yeah, just a nice tight crop on this. I don't think we need to see the tail or any of this other stuff. I think just focused right in here looks good because the image is really sharp. So it let me crop in. Uh, Not much else is needed. And just brighten the eye right here and a little bit of brightness right in here. And I think we're done. So that's pretty awesome. Uh, so if we look at it this way, there's the before and there's the after. Very minimal work needed. A lot of the images today didn't need much work. They're all really pretty straightforward. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, nice panning shot. Very nice. Um, this one's from Andrew. So let's just do this really needs to be wide. So I'm gonna do a quick crop here, 16 by 9. Let's see if we can balance, maybe even wider. And a slight tilt. Come over here. Okay, and then just brighten up the subject a little bit. A little bit of a Yeah. In here. I don't know if that's working or not. Okay. Uh, just look at the original. I think we're good. Uh, let's do a before and after. Maybe. So as you can see, I did a really wide crop. Um, but yeah, I think that looks good. I could probably do this a little smoother over here with the lighting because it looks a little blotchy to me. Yeah, which one is it? This one? I need to spread these out a bit more. Okay. It's a little better. I would spend a little more time on that, but I think that's kind of the direction I would go. And just make the light coming in from the right side. Uh, and then the background can be whatever. Just yeah, just sort of give it a little bit more contrast in the back, and I think that looks pretty good. So if we do it this way, so there's a nice wide panel versus the original. Okay, that was the last one. What I'll do now is I'm gonna hit the chat for a little bit. So and then we'll go in and look at your edits because I see some activity over here I want to get to. Let's see. Um, so I see Paul William Sears. Good afternoon from London. David Tellett is a new member. Thank you, David. Always happy to have new members here. And Zotan is also a member, if I recall correctly. So thank you for joining. And I see Janice here. This side to something towards screen. This side towards screen. Andrew, Joanne, good to see you. Serge, good to see you, Serge. I haven't seen an image from you in a while. Your foresty type pictures. Jeff Painter, Shri, good to see you. Hopefully you like that edit. Try to send me the raw image though, Shri. But yeah, I'm glad you went to the air show. I just couldn't go. I had a crab feast later that day. Fortunately, I've peeled off about 4 pounds since, Saturday. Well, since Sunday, I should say. Thank God. I was so fat on Sunday from all that eating. And Paul says, try warming the control point around here. I think I did that. If you're talking about the one with the tree, I think I did warm that up a bit. And Shri is a member. Awesome. I appreciate that, Shri. And let's see. John Peterson. Hi, is it only on my screen where chat is sharp and post editing is blurry, or does it look like that to everyone? All sharp to me, John. Yeah. When I zoom in and out too much, the I have to let it settle for the compression to kind of catch up. I see Roger here as a member. Awesome, Roger. Thank you so much. I'll try and post some member only stuff up today because there's so many new members here. Um, oh, you uploaded both RAW and JPEG. I didn't see that. Uh, let's see. Jan says, question, all the letters and text are blurred and hard to read in DxO. Is it YouTube or your setup? It is. It's probably the third party interface. I go through Streamlabs to go onto YouTube. So maybe what I'll do next time is I'll just go directly to YouTube to stream, and that should be a little bit sharper. I'll do that going forward. I've noticed when I go through the Streamlabs, it's a third party streaming service that doesn't seem to be quite as crisp. And this side towards screen says, are you using a calibrated monitor? Yes, it's definitely calibrated. In fact, this little fancy pants monitor that I use, it's an LG something, 32-inch 4K, but it came with its own calibration uh, sensor. And this little thing comes down in the front of the monitor, and I can calibrate it anytime I want. And it came with its own specialized calibration software. Yeah, the Leica lenses are very sharp, and good to see you, Rick. Um, Anthony, has emails that usually Mac had issues with trying to import RAW files that are already on their computer in the DxO Lab 8 trial. I did not have the same issue. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Mac. I can't comment on that, unfortunately. But I think I did email you something about importing files using Adobe, uh, what the heck is it called? Adobe Bridge. Hopefully that worked at least. Um, I do not think I'll have any issues importing directly on my camera into DxO. The issue is trying to import pictures that I already have on the computer. Well, if they're already on your computer for DxO, you don't need to import them. You just point to that folder. So if there was something more to your question, let me know. But like I said, I'm not that familiar with Mac, unfortunately. So I've tried using Adobe Bridge. It also did not work. Currently, all my photos are in Apple Photos. I've been doing this for at least 5 years or more since I stopped using Adobe Lightroom. I don't even know what Apple Photos is. I mean, I'm so Apple ignorant. I wish I could help you more. I'm surprised Adobe Bridge did not work. That should be Adobe Bridge I use for importing the images to from the SD card. I think once it's already on your computer, which I assume that's what Apple Photos is, you wouldn't use Adobe Bridge to import. Um, yeah, sorry, Anthony. I wish I was more familiar with Apple, but I'm not. And downloaded a photo. Okay, I'll go back and check for any new photos uploaded. Roger has one. And stopped using Adobe Lightroom when they went over to subscription plan, which is too expensive for hobbyists. You can no longer get Lightroom Classic by itself, unfortunately. Yeah, but fortunately, there's a lot of good alternatives. My favorite's DxO, of course, but uh, there's a ton of free things. I think Darkroom is very popular on the shareware or freeware side, and then Adobe Photoshop Elements. Try downloading Photoshop Elements and see if you have better luck with importing and managing your images. Because if you cannot manage your images in DxO properly, you're going to be fighting it every time you go to edit a photo. And as much as I love DxO, it's not right for everyone. And I think Photoshop Elements is like a one-time $99, so it's actually even cheaper than DxO. Uh, but it has like all of the features I think you would need for editing, in addition to doing layering and all kinds of things. It's a really very powerful software, and it's probably got 90% of what Photoshop and Lightroom has. The workflow is different, and it's not as granular, right? But I don't know. I don't know how advanced you got in Lightroom and all of that. And switching over to DxO is great. I think personally, I love DxO, but like I said, if the workflow is a problem with importing, I wish I could help you more with that, but that could be a deal breaker for a lot of people, right? And Eric's here. Hey, good to see you, Eric. And this side show. Okay, so it looks like there's a couple of new photos in. Let's do those real quick. So I'm going to rearrange my windows again. And let's see. We go over to this profile. Oh wow, there's a bunch came in. Huh, holy smokes. Okay, I'm not sure I can do all of these. What time is it? 1:30. Let me do Rogers real quick. So I'll download that and Joanne. Oops. Is this the right folder? No. Let's go to the right folder. Okay. So save that one. And I think I downloaded that one. Okay. I will do two more. Rick sent a beautiful image here, but I'm gonna have to do these next week. And okay, so crap. Gosh, everybody here is so awesome, though. If you guys are here, let me do these. Let me do these first, and then If you guys are still here after I finish these, uh, meaning the person that submitted it, I'll do it while you're here. So let me just start with these. Um, Okay. They just kind of came in. There's one here. This is from Surge. So let's just do a basic preset. Surge always sends these, Surge has really upped its game over the years. You got good a long time ago. But when you first started, I remember when you first started doing at least this kind of photography, um, they weren't as good as anywhere near as good as you're doing now. So I think I kind of like the layering here, but we can probably stop right there. So let's uh let's just bring it in. We can stop probably about right there. Looks like a square crop. Let's try square. No, that's a bit too tight. So 5 by 4. Nope. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think right about there. And then let me see if I can bring this tree trunk out. Ah, that's not working. Okay. So I'm just going to do just a minor touch here, there, and some contrast. Then a little bit here, pushing the midtones, pulling the blacks. Okay. And we'll just give a little more pop to the shadows here. And the image is fairly monochromatic, so I think I might even switch to um, I'll have to see what black and white looks like. Eh, 6 of one, half the other. If I do this in black and white, I would need to, I just like it kind of punchy. Nah, I think that color's better. Fall. I like the color a little bit better. And then we will do graduate a filter up here. See if I can push that a little bit more. Ah, let's create a new one. There we go. What's going on here? Okay, I think that's it. I mean, it's already a really good image. So, uh, yeah, I think this crop works a little better for me because this up here is very distracting. Uh, just there's plenty of depth right here in this little more squarish area of the crop. So, I think that works. And then just add a little contrast while maintaining the softness. So that's an awesome image, Serge, as always. Um, and what was the other one? Was it this? No. Um, this flower. Okay. I think you sent this in and I just somehow I skipped past because it looked a little bit like this one. Sorry about that. I should have got to this sooner. All right. Let's see. Let's do basic preset, pull in a square and just come in a bit. Like that. The light's coming in from the back. So maybe just emphasize that a bit. Uh, it's a JPEG too, so it's an oldie but a goodie, this camera, the Dimage Z20. Um, yeah, let's just push that. The red's a little bit more pop. Pull the greens a tiny bit back. Well, no, let's pull that back a tiny bit. And some of the blues. All right, I think that's all I can do there. Um, yeah, so just crop into the flower basically and punch up the saturation. And I think that's all that image needed. Pretty straightforward and a square crop, of course, because there's just nothing else in the image to keep to add to the story or the composition. So there's before and there's after. Okay, let's do this one here. We need to download the optics module. And yeah, this needs to be cropped, but let's apply basic preset. I would just crop in to give it some balance like that. And this has got potential for a black and white, maybe. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Just a slightly Slightly more here. And then punch in the face a bit. Face and hands. No, that one's too bright. Just add a little bit here. And let's pull the hat in just a tiny bit. Or not. Yeah, let's give that, go back to the face. Just a little bit of an accent in here. A little bit on the shoulder there. Nope. Okay. I'm getting I have to go out and come back. There. I think that's all I would do. Maybe let me look at the global. Yeah, right there. All right, I'm done there. So there's the before and after. I don't know why. I just felt like this worked as a black and white. I think a quick export would um, bring out a little bit extra. Let me just export it. But a little bit tighter crop because there's a gap here, but there's no gap on this side. So I just wanted to even that out and center the person. Um, and that was it. So let's reset and compare with the corrected. Yeah, that looks really good. So if we zoom in, you can see there's a lot of chroma noise and softness here. And then the JPEG I created, it just brought out all of the details. You can see the beard and the little strands of hair everywhere. And there's no more chroma noise, no more lumen noise. Guys, just look at that hat. It's so sharp. Anyway, but overall as an image, that's what I went with, a black and white. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. And I thought I saw there's one over here. This is from Joanne. Gosh, why does this scene look familiar to me? So it's a very basic composition, leading line, tree front and center. So I think what I'll do, we need to, whoops, I picked the wrong, yeah, I want this one. Okay. Uh, just need to compose this. Don't think the vertical works. Let me try horizontal. Still a bit unbalanced. Okay. All right. And we'll do just something on the sky. Oops, too much, too much. A little bit of warmth there. Okay. Then this tree. Bring this tree in. Pull these in a bit. Am I getting this a bit tighter? Okay, that's that. Put a light in here. What the heck is going on in here? That in. Okay. So I'm not happy with this tree here. Okay. Mm, Nah, that's not going to work. I do need to soften it just a tiny bit. Let me do it with this. There we go. Not quite that much. All right. So this one, the main thing was just the crop. Uh, I just wanted it just right in here. This is where all the interesting things are. I don't need to see a mile of road and dirt here. I just need to see a little bit, just my interpretation, right? I'm not being critical, but this is how I would have shot the scene with less in the foreground and then balance the sky. So basically it's a 50-50 split, right? Just like you had originally, but just coming in a little bit tighter and wider. Okay. Um, Let me just go back to the comments here real quick, and then we'll look at my images, and then I think the rest I'll double check if you guys are still here. Otherwise, I think I'll save it for next week. Um, so Anthony says, I'm trying to transfer some of my raw photos from my Apple Photos to Photolab 8. Maybe I cannot do it because there's a bug in the trial that affects Apple users. If I can get the software to, wondering if other Mac users are trying out. Yeah, if someone watching the channel has any suggestions. Okay, yeah. Um, just leave a comment on the bottom of this live stream to Anthony if you have any feedback for him on using Apple. I wish I could be more helpful there, but I can't. And then, yeah, I hear a lot of good things about Darkroom. I downloaded and tried it, but I can't get my brain around it for some reason. Um, yeah, I wish importing and moving my raw files in the Photolab 8 success. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. I think DxO's website, they have a forum, a user forum there too. You could try. Um, like I said, I don't think I've ever been in the forum if it exists or not. I think there is one. So maybe try that. Go to dxo.com and see in the help section, they might direct you to the forum. I'll look for it after the stream, Anthony, and email you if I can find something on that. Okay. Let's look at the images that I made. I think, let me see, where's the one that I did? This is the image. This is somebody's edit, though, of my image. Where's my original image, though? It should be in here. Because it would be helpful to see. I don't have any filters on, right? Yeah. And why is it? Oh, here's the original. Okay. So we'll make this the reference image. This is a new feature in DxO 8 that I need to start using more. Where's the, am I in DxO 8? Yeah, I'm definitely, right? Oh, I'm not in DxO 8. I've been using DxO 7. Okay. I'm not even using DxO 8. I pulled up 7. But here's the original image. Okay, I'm going to zoom in so you can just kind of see that it's a little bit flat. This was shot at ISO 12,000 or 4,000, right? ISO 4,000. So the noise isn't too bad. And this is the all-in-one with the 300 f4 and the 1.4 teleconverter. Oh, crap. Hold on. You're not seeing what I'm seeing. There we go. Um, so yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, that's not a bad shot, right? overall of a hummingbird. So if we look at uh Chicaib here, okay, nice square crop because he sees me do that all the time, maybe in the streams, or maybe he likes square crops. But nice square crop of the bird, really good processing too. Did a good job cleaning up the noise. The details got a little mush though, but overall, not bad. Not bad. Oh, use Darktable. Okay. So yeah, this is an edit with Darktable. And like I said, a lot of people are getting great results with Darktable. And I think Darktable obviously is not going to have the denoising and detail that DxO would have, but it does a good job. It did a really good job cleaning up the noise overall. I think certainly more than acceptable. It did a good job. Let's see. Here's one from Paul. And yeah, this one you can see you didn't go too heavy on the noise reduction, but you did get rid of most of it. That's an awesome job. Brighten up the hummingbird and the square crop. Looks great. Looks great. I didn't edit this picture myself. So let's see. Garrett, I think did probably the most interesting job. Well, no, I, yeah, this is really nice. I think for this image, I actually like the 16:9 ratio here. Yeah, excellent edit there. And good job keeping the details and yeah, getting rid of the noise. I mean, this is an ISO 4000 on a Micro Four Thirds camera, so the noise not as bad as you think. Like I said, I showed the original, it wasn't that bad. And just with a little bit of software, you can clean it up very nicely, I think. These are all really, really good edits. I think this is my favorite one. Good job, Garrett. Okay, I'll hit this chat one more time and then we'll call it. So, hi, sir. What is the GVMB 650 Pro Lux value? I have no idea. Is that must be is that a light from GVM? GVM 6, let me look. I'm guessing it's a studio light. It's selling for $800 right now, $100 coupon, so $700. I'm just looking at it here. Um, got this giant power adapter here with V-mount battery options. So let me go back to your question. I mean, for the price that I saw there, 700, it's going to be $698. It's an excellent deal for a 650 watt bicolor LED light. And the 650, the GVM Pro lights are really well made. I mean, all metal build all the way around. Uh, Now this one has like a separate controller box, so the display is a little larger. But that's a serious setup. That's for like hardcore studio setups. Uh, in huge studios, you don't need that much power in a smaller studio. But that's for really big studios. And then also you could probably also use it outdoors. 650 watt is a lot of power. You could easily use that outdoors. That'll give you almost as much power as a flash. Um, so I think $700, $700 or $800 right in that price range. It's an excellent light because I have the 300B and that's a really good light. The seven, this one is just double the power, right? But yeah, and mainly processed with DxO and finished off with Neo. Oh, okay, Cool. Let me just eyeball that shot again. Yeah, good job. I'm just eyeballing this. Yeah, DxO really cleans things up nicely. And I feel by watching your channel, this is a real replacement for Adobe Lightroom over the competition and a lot cheaper than signing up. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I like it. If it it does everything. Now, it's not going to replace something like Photoshop. It definitely replaces Lightroom. But something like Photoshop, it doesn't replace because Photoshop does a ton of other things. But for most people, most enthusiasts, DxO is perfect, right? You're editing one or two images at a time and going shot to shot to shot and correcting things. It works great. So, all right, that is it. So I'll be back on Friday next week. I'll edit the rest of those images and in that stream. Uh, Tuesday is Prime Day for Amazon, like early Prime. I don't know what they're calling it. They got some promotion going on. So I got a stream on Tuesday. That'll probably be an extended stream. That might even be an all-day stream. Uh, but I'll figure it out. But this Sunday, I got my normal photo chat. So I'll be back as soon as Sunday with another live stream. And I'm trying to make another video on using the OM1 with Flash and doing in-camera focus stacking. I came across a solution. Can't claim credit for this. One of my viewers gave it to me, but it's a real solution for using off-camera Flash with Godox and in-camera focus stacking, where the OM1 in particular was having problems doing that with Godox. So that has been resolved, I believe. I got to do a little more testing and then I'll make a video on that. So you guys have a great weekend. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you to all the new members. I think I saw one more. Um, oh, Roger, thank you so much. Shri, awesome. And Essa, I don't think I mentioned Essa is now a member. I really appreciate that. Um, so membership gets you a few small perks. I'll post things now and then on my thing. When I think about more stuff, maybe I'll give you early access to some videos, stuff like that, without charging anything different. I just, like I said, I picked the lowest membership thing at 99 cents. Um, People kept asking, how can I support you? Like use a membership. I said, okay, I'll set one up. But so I appreciate that. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you again soon.